What's up, Honors? I'm Alex, and today we're checking out my massive Halloween display with over 15 Halloween inflatables, so let's check it out. Alright, so here is the 2023 yard display, which looks awesome. This is the graveyard part of it, and I was able to use both sides of the yard this year, so it looks really great. So let's go in and check it out. Alright, so here we go. We got a lot of cool stuff to look at. First of all, right here, you can see how we got some caution tape going around the whole yard like usual. I had this just so people don't walk in and trip on cords. And also we got lots of tombstones like this creepy one right here. Lots of tombstones to add to the creepy graveyard effect I'm going for here, and they look pretty good. I got my garage sale for only $10, so it's definitely a great deal. Here we got one of the inflatables. This is my gargoyle from Spirit Halloween, which this guy I love, especially that face design. It looks really spooky, and overall, this guy is definitely one of my favorite inflatables in the collection. Alright, so right back here is my dragon, which look at that. That is awesome. And you got the kaleidoscope light in there, which lights him up really good at night. I love how it looks like he's breathing fire because it blows air out of his mouth, and the red fabric looks like it's moving. So this guy definitely great inflatable. Alright, now moving to the corner here, we got a little thing for my YouTube, and behind it, the 9-foot Reaper from Rona. This thing is awesome. I love the skull face on it. It looks really cartoony, realistic. And the pearl fabric came down from him looks really nice too. He's a great one. I like how it looks at the front of the yard too, just towering over you. And yeah, I think this is definitely a great spot for him right in the corner. In front of this guy, of course, we got the Alex Smith tombstone, which had some creepy stuff on to give it a extra spooky look. So now coming around behind the Reaper, we got my crawling ghost from Walmart from last year. This guy's definitely one of my favorite inflatables. I like how it looks like he's crawling. It looks really spooky, and that face and everything is really cool. And this guy probably one of my favorite ghost inflatables from Jemmy. They did a really good job making them. So next up, let's take a look at some of these creepy hang guys on the tree. We got the little skeleton. We got a bigger skeleton right back there. And over on this side, we got another bigger skeleton, which looks really creepy and spooky. So right here is my first ever inflatable I ever got. You can see there's some spooky ghosts popping out from around the tree, and I love how this guy looks. That face is really creepy. I like the eyes and the mouth and everything looks really nice. And yeah, I like his arms and everything. He just looks like such a spooky tree, and is probably the best spooky tree ever. Right here we got the spooky cat, which turns its head. This is such a spooky inflatable. It's pretty big too. I think the top of its tail is like 7 foot. And it's really long too. And you can just see how big it is from farther back. This thing is gigantic. And right here beside you can see I got a projector. This is new. I just hooked it up, and it's going to be shining on the house here, and it is going to be looking pretty spooky. Right over here we got my newest inflatable, the spooky teddy bear I got from Walmart. And this thing is really awesome. It's probably one of my favorite inflatables now. I love its head. It looks really spooky with the eyes and the mouth and everything. And then its shirt is probably my favorite parts, but I like the design they chose, and it looks really spooky for him. He's got some claws and everything too. Definitely a cool inflatable. And right here we got my forgotten farmer outside as usual, because it doesn't really work anymore. So having outside doesn't really do anything to him. It won't break him because he doesn't do anything anymore, but he looks really spooky. I love that head. He is such a animatronic, and I really wish he still works because I love his audio. So next up right here, we got my gnome, which sadly this guy did break, but I was able to do a little bit of patchwork on him and fix the problem. You can see he has a little RIP shovel and his face and everything. This guy's a really cool one, and I'm glad I got him from Canadian Tire. And if you look in the back and see where I patched on his motor, I definitely don't really recommend buying these inflatables because this is the second time a motor's died on me from one of these Canadian Tire inflatables, but he is still a pretty cool one. We also got this creepy zombie from Spirit Halloween here in the yard, which I really love. He's a really cool one. He's like made out of latex, so definitely looks pretty cool. Right back here we got Dracula, which I got off Kijiji last year, and he's a spooky one. I like the look of him and everything. His face is pretty cool, and the way his arms are positioned. It all looks really nice, and he's got the cape and everything. Definitely a good inflatable, and I'm glad I was able to find him, because I think I only paid like $10 for him, which is a really good price. Right back here, we got another older inflatable. We got Frankenstein, all the way back from around 2014, I think we got him, and he is a classic one. I love the look of him. Like, just look at that face. It looks really spooky, and his clothes and everything. Definitely one of my favorite inflatables, and yeah, he just looks so spooky. His motor is dying a little bit, but for right now, he is still working fairly well. Alright, so right back here, we got my 12-foot ghost, which this guy I always see sold Canadian Tire, but this one actually got off Amazon. He looks way cooler in the night. He has a bunch of multicolored lights that flash inside him and light him up really bright, so that's definitely really cool. But yeah, I really love the design for this guy. I like the way his arms are positioned and that face and everything. He is definitely a great 12-foot inflatable. Coming up to my porch here now, we got my custom-made Scarecrow, which I made even spookier this year. You can see I had lots of blood stains all over him and this creepy cloth. He definitely looks way spookier now, and yeah, I definitely love how he turned out. So right here on this pole, I got caution tape wrapped all around it, which looks really nice. And we got the doorbell right here, so let's push it. Yeah, so that guy's pretty cool. Got him from Halloween Alley a few years back for only $1. And right here, got my inflatable witch, which I got from a garage sale. And I love how it looks. Look at that face. I love how detailed it is. And it's cauldron right there with the fire and everything. It looks really spooky. And this inflatable is from like the early 2000s from Jemmy. It is a really old inflatable. I'm surprised it still works. Right here on the porch, we got Rusty, which sadly does not work any longer. But just as a prop, this guy looks spooky. I love how he looks with that chainsaw and everything. And I also really love his face design. It looks really cool with the burlap, and then they darkened his eyes and his mouth looks really nice. But yeah, sadly it doesn't work anymore, but he is still pretty cool. Right here we got some animated guys. We got my pumpkin from Costco right here, which I love its laugh. It'll be pretty cool on Halloween on the pumpkin patch. And right here we got this Hanan guy, which doesn't currently have batteries in, but he's a pretty cool one. He looks spooky. So these two definitely look great right here in the corner. And on the door, we got a little door cover. This is a skull I found at Dollar Tree, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. Okay, now move on towards the pumpkin patch. We got my creepy Roman bear on a swing, which is custom made with an old costume I have, and I love how it looks. Hangs just from there, and it looks really spooky. I love all the blood and detail on it. It definitely was a cool costume, and now as a swing prop, it definitely looks really awesome too. And of course, right over here, we got another custom prop. This is my body bag clown. And he looks pretty cool. He's right at the entrance to the clown hallway right here for my haunted house, right in the middle of the garage. And looking in there, you can kind of see part of the haunt. I'll have a full tour video out very soon. You can see Peekaboo right there peeking out. And right here, we got my Hanan shaking clown. So let's try him. I think he has try me button, which is right here. So let's see him. Yeah, so he is definitely a cool clown. And we got the doorbell right here, so let's ring that. Yeah, so really cool, and this will be a great entrance to the haunted house. Okay, now we're here at the pumpkin patch, so let's check out starting with this guy right up here, which I just hung outside here. Sadly, it doesn't work anymore. I loved his audio. He played a nice little song, but he looks cool still hanging here in the tree, and I definitely love the look of him. And right here we got Snoopy, which I love this guy. It's like a little wooden painted thing that Jemmy made, and it looks really cool. It's like popping out of the pumpkin. He's not too spooky, but I really love Snoopy, and he definitely fits in well in the pumpkin patch. And right here we got my first little pumpkin inflatable guy. This guy I actually got in the US from At Home, and he's pretty creepy. I like the look of him. His head is pretty cool, and then he has a little creepy cloth hanging down from him, and he is definitely a spooky pumpkin reaper. So right here we got what is my favorite inflatable in the collection. It's my 12-foot pumpkin reaper. This guy I really love because I've always been a fan of the pumpkin reaper inflatables, and this one's definitely cool. I love how it has a little top hat and the face and everything. It just looks like such a spooky inflatable, and Jemmy definitely went with a good design on this that I am in love with. Alright, and finally we have my mini pumpkin reaper in front of the massive pumpkin reaper right here, and this guy I love. Look at that face and everything. He looks spooky. I got my garage sale for only $4, which was a great deal, and I am really loving this guy. He looks so creepy, and I'm so glad I was able to pick him up. So with all that said, that of course finishes it for today's yard haunt tour, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing how this year's yard haunt turned out. I'll be having a haunted house tour coming out soon where we'll be talking about the whole thing probably in the next few days. and of course the official 2023 on Ice tour coming out Halloween night, and a bunch of other awesome videos. So make sure you like and subscribe, join my Discord, link down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good day. Goodbye.